Hello everyone and welcome to Meddy Simplified. So today we will discuss about an important topic called as brachial plexus. All right. So let's get into it. So what we are going to discuss, we are going to discuss brachial plexus. Okay. So what is the brachial plexus? It is network of nerves. So a very commonly asked question is, what is the origin of brachial plexus? So it originates from C5 to T1, the root or the origin. But nowadays, it's not such a simple question. They ask which rami, ventral or dorsal rami. So suppose this is a spinal cord and it has ventral and dorsal roots. So brachial plexus, it originates from the ventral rami of C5 and C6. So it originates from the ventral rami of C5 and C6. All right. Now getting further, there is a term, I'll say RTDCB. RTDCB. So what is RTDCB? Okay. Remember this RTDCB for brachial plexus. So what is RTDCB? It is the parts of brachial plexus. What is RTDCB? It is parts of brachial plexus. So it is R for roots. Root continues as trunk. So T for trunk. It continues at divisions. So D for division. C for cords. And B for branches. So RT, DCB are the parts of brachial plexus. Brachial plexus. What we have? Roots. Roots continue to trunk. Trunk continue to division, and division continue to cord. Cords to branches. So what else we have? We can say that I told you roots. So first let's note down the roots. What was the origin? It was C5, C6, C5, C6, C7, C8, and T1. C5, C6, C7, C8, and T1. So these were the roots. That is the R of brachial plexus of RTDCB. So the R is roots. It is C5, C6, C7, C8, T1. So now this is the root. Now, as I said, the roots continue to form trunk. Okay, the roots continue to form trunk. So the root of C5 and C6 combined together, C5 and C6 combined together, and they form the upper trunk. They form the upper trunk. Then the C7 continues as a middle trunk alone, and C8 and T1 together will form the lower trunk. So this is how the roots are continuing as trunk. Then what else? Then all these trunks have are continuing as a division. All right. So what are the division? All the trunk has two division: anterior and posterior. Anterior division and posterior division. Okay. All right. Then similarly, anterior, posterior, anterior, posterior. So root R, T for trunk, and D for division, RTD. Now C. Now look at then B. Okay. Okay. Not so. There I mentioned it as I wrote by mistakenly R. It is B. So RTDC B. So now all the anterior division of upper trunk and middle trunk. The anterior division of upper trunk and middle trunk, they will continue to form a cord. The anterior division of upper trunk and middle trunk, they are continuing forming a cord. This cord is the lateral cord. This cord is the lateral cord. Then the posterior division. Okay. Then what? Then the posterior division of all these trunks. That is upper trunk, middle trunk, lower trunk. They all will combine and form a cord, that is posterior cord. And then what is remaining with us? It is the anterior division of the lower trunk. So this will continue this will continue and form, this is left, so this will continue and it will form a medial cord. Okay, so actually it is not like this, it is like this, three. So lateral cord, this is the posterior cord, something like this, and medial cord. Okay, now all this C5, C6, C7, C8, T1 were the roots. They continued as trunk. Okay, upper trunk, middle trunk, and lower trunk. All this trunk had two division: anterior division, posterior division, anterior division, posterior division, anterior division, posterior division. Anterior division of the upper trunk and middle trunk, they combined and form lateral cord. All the posterior division combined to form a posterior cord, and already mentioned that lateral cord is mentioned as by anterior division of upper and lower middle trunk, and the lower trunk will continue to form a medial cord. Lower trunk will continue to form a medial cord. Now all these cords are having few branches. So I'll write the mnemonic of these branches right now, and then we'll discuss what are these nerve branches. Branches are basically the nerves, okay, supplying to the upper limb. So from lateral cord we have L, M, L. From lateral cord we have L, M, L. From posterior cord we have a mnemonic lunar, L-U-N-A-R, L-U-N-A-R. So these are the mnemonic, not the actual nerves. So these are the mnemonic. We will remember them as mnemonic. So from medial cord we have M4U, like we had a channel B4U in India. So like that, B, M4U. Now let's continue. So what we have L, we have M, we have L from the lateral cord. So what is this first L? This first L is lateral. This first L is lateral pectoral nerve. This first L is lateral pectoral nerve. What is this M? M is very famous nerve of upper limb, musculocutaneous nerve. Musculocutaneous nerve. So this is the M, and the last L is lateral root of median nerve. Lateral root of median nerve. So this was LML of the lateral cord. Now what next? Now we have, this were the branches of lateral cord. This were the branches of lateral cord. Now what was the mnemonic for the posterior cord? It was lunar, L-U-N-A-R, right? So in this, the first L was lower. First L was lower subscapular nerve. The L was lower subscapular nerve. What was this U? It is upper subscapular nerve. It is upper subscapular nerve. Then the N was nerve to latissimus dorsi. Nerve to latissimus dorsi. Okay. Then we have this A. A is once again a famous nerve of upper limb, axillary nerve, and R is very famous, that is radial nerve. So this was lunar, lower subscapular nerve, upper subscapular nerve, okay, nerve to latissimus dorsi, axillary nerve, and radial nerve. These were the branches of posterior cord. These were the branches of posterior cord. All right, now going further. What next we had? We have M4U, right? For the medial cord, we had M4U. So what is this M4? It is 4 times M. First of all, it is 4 M's. Then the last is U. So this U is ulnar nerve. This U is, one second, it is ulnar nerve. Okay. Now this M. So this M is medial pectoral nerve. It is medial pectoral nerve. In lateral cord we had lateral pectoral nerve, right? In lateral cord we had lateral pectoral nerve. From medial cord we are what having? We are having medial pectoral nerve. Okay. Now next, the second M here is medial root of median nerve. The second M here is medial not median, it is medial root of median nerve of median nerve. Okay, what else? Then we have 2M. So one is once again this median root of median nerve, medial root of median nerve, and in lateral cord we had lateral root of median nerve. So this is easy to remember, right? In lateral cord we have two nerves which are similar in the medial cord, just they are lateral over there and here they are medial. Now next we have 2M. So this is medial, once again medial cutaneous nerve of forearm. So the skin of forearm here, it is going to be supplied by medial cutaneous nerve of forearm, and similarly we have medial cutaneous nerve of arm, so which will supply this region, medial nerve. It is this area of the skins are supplied by medial cutaneous nerve of arm and forearm. So this is what we have in total, the nerves of the upper limb. And this median M4U was from which cord? It was from medial cord. Medial cord. So this is all the total nerves which we have. So now the important thing is what is asked in exam. Is in exam it is not asked which nerve is from which branch. It might be asked, but mostly the question is from what is the root value of this nerve? What is the root value of this nerve? So you can get any of this nerve and you might be asked for their root values. So it is very important to know the root value of this nerve. So now let's find out their root values. First we'll go with the lateral cord. So if you follow this lateral cord, you go back, so you can see that this lateral cord is formed by the anterior division of the upper trunk, which has roots from C5 to C6. I'm sorry, C5 to C6. Again, if you once again, it is also coming from the anterior division of medial trunk, which is cut through the C7. Okay, so for the lateral cord, all these three LML, the root value is C5, C6, C7. The most commonly asked, nerve in from this lateral cord is musculocutaneous nerve. And for all these three LML, the root value is C5, C6 and C7. Now what next? Now we will not talk about the posterior cord. We'll talk about the posterior cord at last. First we will talk about now, after lateral we will talk about the medial cord. Okay, we will talk about the medial cord. Sorry for my voice. So medial cord, if you will trace this M4U back, the medial cord is coming from the anterior division of the lateral trunk, lower trunk, which is having root value C8 and T1. So for this all M4U, here there is an exception, so we will remain that medial cord M. So all these four M's, they have a common root value, that is C8 and T1. So all this M, that is medial pectoral nerve, median root of median nerve, medial cutaneous nerve of forearm, medial cutaneous nerve of arm. All these have a common root value, that is C8 to T1, C8 and T1. For ulnar nerve, the root value is not C8 to T1. We have one more root, that is C7. So C7, C8, T1 is the root value for ulnar nerve. So what we'll do for ulnar nerve? We will try to add one more root or branch coming from C7, and we will join it with this U of this M4U so that you remember it well. So getting forward, now we will talk about the posterior cord and branches of the posterior cord, that is this lunar thing. Okay, and their origin. If you remember that it originates basically from the posterior division of all the cords of all the trunks, right? Posterior division of upper trunk, middle trunk, lower trunk, everywhere. So basically it should be C5, C6, C7, C8, T1 for all this lunar, right? But actually it is not so. So let's get clear with this tricks. So actually out of this lunar, only this radial nerve is having C5 to T1 root value, whereas the nerve to latissimus dorsi is having C6, C7, C8, C6, C7, C8. Then lower subscapular, upper subscapular, and maxillary nerve, they have C6, C5, and C6. They have C5 and C6. Okay. Now this was the there are few. These were the branches LML, lunar, and M4U branches from the cord. But there are few branches or nerves, I'll say, originating from these roots as well as from trunk. So it's important to remember them, right? So from this root, from C5, originates one nerve known as, with the name, dorsal scapular nerve. From the C5 directly originates a nerve named dorsal scapular nerve. Now from this C5, C6, and C7 together, another nerve originates, and its name is, from C5, from C5, 6, and 7, right? From all these three, a nerve originates, and its name is long thoracic nerve. So its name is long thoracic nerve. It originates directly from the root, and its root value is C5, C6, C7. So there comes a question sometimes: which of the following is not the branch from the cord? It does not originate from cord, or which of the following directly originates from the root or trunk? Okay. So one more thing: in this, if you try to appreciate this area, that is C5, C6, upper trunk, anterior division, and posterior division. Okay, so here there is a point, this circle. There is the meeting point of all this six part, I'll say, is called as Erb's point. Okay, and the injury to this part is causing Erb's paralysis, actually. So that we will discuss later. So now from this trunk, upper trunk, two nerves originate. Luckily, no other trunk have any other branches. The only branches are from upper trunk and upper trunk only, and that is suprascapular nerve. That is suprascapular nerve, and another one is nerve to subclavius. Okay, suprascapular nerve will supply to supraspinatus and infraspinatus muscle. Do not get confused between suprascapular, dorsal scapular, and the lunar, which were having the subscapular. Okay, so suprascapular and nerve to subclavius are the branches from upper trunk. Now, one more thing, one root value: the lateral root of radial nerve, of median nerve, is having C5, C6, C7, whereas the medial root of median nerve is having C8 and T1. So if you are asked about the root value of median nerve, so it should be C5 to T1, because the lateral root, I said, median nerve is having C5, C6, C7, whereas the medial root is having C8 to T1. So okay, so this was all about brachial plexus I have to discuss today. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you liked it. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel, Meddy Simplified. Thank you.